Hello, my name is Reverend Dr. May Elise Cannon. Today is Sunday, December 17th. It's day 72 since October 7th. This morning, His Holiness Pope Francis prayed for peace and deplored the death of the two women who were killed yesterday in the Latin Catholic parish in Gaza. He said this: "I continue to receive very serious and painful news from Gaza. A mother and a daughter were killed and other people injured by sniper fire. This happened even inside the parish of the Holy Family, where there are no terrorists, but families, children, sick or disabled people," the Pope stressed. "Some say it's terrorism, it's war," the pontiff said. "Yes, it's war, it's terrorism. Let us pray to the Lord for peace," he added. This morning is the third Sunday of Advent, Sunday, December 17th. It's traditionally called Gaudete Sunday. Gaudete is the Latin word for rejoice. And this Sunday, around the world, Christians are rejoicing because of the reminder that Jesus came in the midst of a broken world, that he died so that we might live forever in him. I thought I'd talk for a minute about the significance of Gaudete Sunday and its tradition. The season of Advent originated as a fast for 40 days in preparation for Christmas, commencing on the day after the feast of St. Martin, November 11th, which is called St. Martin's Lent, a name by which it was known as early as the 5th century. In the 9th century, the duration of Advent was reduced to 4 weeks that started the 4th Sunday before Christmas. And Advent preserved most of the characteristics of the penitential season, which made it a kind of counterpart to Lent. The spirit of the liturgy throughout Advent is one of expectation and preparation for the feast of Christmas, as well as for the reminder that one day Christ will come again. So it's a preparation for the second coming of Christ. And the penitential exercises suitable for the spirit on Gaudete Sunday, suspended as it were for a while, in order to symbolize that joy and gladness is promised in the redemption of Christ. I thought I'd share this morning a short devotion that I wrote for Word and Way. It was published just this last week, and it was based on John chapter 1, verses 4 and 5 and verse 9. The verse of the Gospel of John chapter 1 say this: "In him was life, and that life was the light of all humankind. The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it. The true light that gives light to everyone was coming into the world." Jesus was born in a dark time. The first century was marked by brutality, terror, tyranny, and greed. Even the ruler of the day, Herod the Great, was so threatened by the possibility of the birth of the Messiah that he ordered all of the innocents under the age of 2 years old in the town of Bethlehem to be killed. We're told that there was weeping and great mourning. This description could describe the reality for many in the Holy Land today. In Israel, more than 30 children were killed in the horrors of October 7th and the attacks by Hamas. And in Gaza, the death toll from bombings and the attacks by the Israeli army include too many children to count. As of mid-December, more than 8,000 children have been killed. Mothers weeping for their children and refusing to be comforted. We read in Matthew chapter 2, verse 18. It's within the same context of devastation, sorrow, and grief, and brokenness in the world that we learn about Christ coming into the world. For in him was life, and that life was the light of mankind. We read in John chapter 1, verse 4. The love of God is so profound that love entered into the world through the person of Jesus Christ, fully human and fully God, incarnated. In the midst of the darkest moment and the most profound human tragedy, God reminds us that darkness does not win the day. Evil will not triumph. Rather, light shines in the darkness, and the darkness will not prevail. The hope that we profess this Advent season is that the love of God and the light of the world through Jesus is made known. Faith demands that even in the darkest of times, we will have hope that the sorrows and the brokenness of the world are not the end of the story, but that the true light of God will come, and that the world will one day be fully redeemed. This is the hope and prayer that we have within the depths of our souls, for the end of violence, for the end of death, for the end of killing, and that one day peace will reign on the earth.